Hello everyone and welcome back to Adventures with Clive. And here we are at the Verge of the Shadows and on the cusp of entering the point of no return. At this point you want to make sure that you have wrapped up everything that you need to wrap up in the cursed lands, and you want to make sure that you have definitely handled the prisoners at the Moonrise Towers, and make sure that you have everything at the last light inn wrapped up, because based on the decisions we make now, we could change how the last light inn looks, and we'll get into more about that once we get down into the spot we have to go to. One last thing is you want to make sure that you take a long rest before you get into the Shadowfell, because there's going to be a lot happening once you're done in there. So let's get ready to enter into the waters.
This must be the last step. I need to pray. Only by Lady Shah's grace did we even make it this far.
Alright, so we have some options here. We could just let her pray, or we can pry into her mind. So we can use our parasite to feel around inside. I think we can get a bonus from her as well. So what is a 16? There, we got it.
You feel your mind slip into Shadowhearts, but you are not the only one present. There is another, ancient, commanding, rendered from purest darkness. Shah.
Take my spear, step forward, and strike down the Selûnite.
As you command, Nightsinger.
Now go. Warm my blade with moon-crazed blood, and be wary of your companion. He pries in your thoughts.
That wasn't for you to hear.
Okay, we can defend ourselves. I deserve to know what I'm getting myself into.
It's simple. My Lady Shah demands a sacrifice. One life. Not that it matters, but her reward aligns with your own interests.
One life is too high of a price.
Please. How many breathed their last just so we could make it this far? Trust me. This will help us.
Alright, fine. Let's move on.
Just remember what I said. Let me do what I need to.
Okay, that's an update for her quest line. So the next step is to just go into the Shadowfell.
Your party is gathered. You are ready, or so you hope.
And this is the warning you get. So the state of the region could change depending on what choices you make. So let's accept and go into the Shadowfell.
As you step into the silent water, a foreign dread travels through you. It curls its way up your leg, squeezing tight.
Lady Shah. I can feel her all around. This is her domain. This is the Shadowfell.
I feel lighter, unburdened, as if the softest push could send me drifting away.
Alright, so we can do like long jumps with that piece of information. You can jump really far. Well, down there you can. It's kind of like having Featherfall on. So this is the Shadowfell, and we did get quite a few updates to our quests. So we just need to make it down to these different levels. Sometimes your party can get stuck, so it can become a little bit of a pain to deal with them. Like one of them might stay up there, possibly, so you have to just try to work them all down. And this could take a little bit of time. So what I might do is probably just skip ahead. The goal is to get to the bottom. So you just jump just from place to place and then make your way all the way down to the bottom to this little circle down here. That's where you want to wind up for the final part of the quest. So I'll probably just do that, and you can't leave, you can't sleep. So I'll see you down at the bottom. Alright, we made it to the bottom. So this is the Nightsong, Singer of Sorrows, and this is the person that you came all this way to see. And based on your decisions, whether you're helping Ketheric Thorm and Balthazar, you can capture her and take her back. Or if you're helping Shadowheart, you can kill her. Or the third option is to free her. So let's get into that dialogue.
I have felt you coming. The first in a century.
You, who have come to seek the praise of your wicked goddess. You, who have come to drive a dagger through my heart.
Not a dagger, a spear. My Lady Shah's spear. Her fate is mine to seal. Let me handle this.
The fate you seal is your own. To be a Dark Justicia is to turn your heart from everything but loss. You will know no love, no joy, only servitude, until of course your mistress inevitably discards you. And there is much she does not tell you. A terrible blood price that may extend beyond my own death.
You feel Shadowheart bristling. This is important to her. But your bond is strong. You may yet be able to sway her from the path of duty to the path of light. And Nightsong is not blind to your conflict. Behind that raging heart is the restless beat of one who knows too well that her fate hangs in the balance.
Alright, so now you're presented with the options. And this decision is the most important decision that you have to make so far in the game. It has a major impact on Act 2. If you decide to go with this option and let Shadowheart kill her, you will not only kill her, but you'll kill everybody at the last light in, because the powers that she provides also affects Isabel. So Isabel will die, Jaheira will die. That all trickles down into the next act, Act 3. All the tieflings die, the gnomes, so everything changes in Act 3 based on this one decision. So your options here, if you had Balthazar's quest, you'd also be able to try to trap her. But regardless, the decision comes down to Shadowheart. So you can let Shadowheart do her thing, or you can tell her and try to convince her not to do this, not to kill her, but free her. And the first step on that is going to be to tell her, choose your own way, Shadowheart. You cannot let your goddess control you.
Cannot allow. This is my mistress's will, my life's purpose.
So once again, you have other options here. The persuasion is incredibly high. Unless you specialize in persuasion, I definitely would not choose this. Like, I don't think I could probably pass this. This is probably like upper 20s, I'm guessing. If you're not, you don't have to pass that in order to convince her, though. You can always tell her, please, Shadowheart, don't do this.
If I have to step over your corpse to fulfill what Lady Shah asks of me, so be it. Your choice.
Now you can just trust her. This is wrong, but I can't afford to lose you. Do what you must.
Well, well, well.
What's that I sense? A spear intended for my heart? Empowered by your goddess, I. Empowered to kill the child of a god. Do you know what I am, little assassin? For I know you. A lost child. Frightened by wolves in the dark.
What did you say?
Much has been promised to you, hasn't it? But what has been taken from you? What do you know of your own heart? Your own life? I sense more in you than you know.
Whatever you think you know of me won't matter once I become who I'm meant to be.
And your final chance to talk her out of this. She knows something about you. Spare her and see what she has to say.
I can't believe I just did that. Lady Shah will disown me. What will happen to me?
Not what will happen. What will you do? Your past is not yet lost. Your future is not yet fixed. Lay a hand on me in friendship, not quite Sharon. And I will fight the battle that has been waiting for me this last century. Then, oh then, we will have much to discuss. Our Lady of Silver, hear me. She who guides the Moon Maiden Selûne, mother of the so-called Nightsong. The Nightsong is no more! I am resplendent. You have given me a great gift, little warrior. Don't you find it oh so curious that you would spurn your dark lady? Perhaps you feel a stirring of the truth already. But that will come later. There is a battle yet to be fought. You have done what we feared was impossible. You have released me from a century of sorrow. Your power is great. So too must be your weapon. You must choose what you will wield. And the Moon Maiden will provide. Thus I have said. Thus will it be so. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To kill Ketheric Thorm.
We need to leave. Lady Shah won't stand for us to be here, not after what we did.
If Shar is angry, she's being remarkably quiet about it.
That's what frightens me. She must be angry. Yet, I don't feel it. Or hear it. There's only silence. Let's get out of here, please. Whatever's coming, I don't want to be in the heart of the Shadowfell when it finds me. The Nightsong will be headed for Moonrise Towers. We'd better get there and see what she's unleashed against Ketheric Thorm.
A powerful ally. Well chosen, Shadowheart.
Alright, so we did help the Nightsong become Aasimar, I think is what it's called. It's an angel-like creature. And what we have to do now is just go through the portal.
Please, my lady. Forgive me.
Shadowheart, what happened? You were missing for a moment.
I thought I was done for. I thought perhaps I might have been dead. This is all like some sort of terrible dream. But it's real, isn't it? I stood before the Nightsong. I heard Lady Shah's words. And I failed her. Worse than failed her, I defied her. Just because of what that Aasimar said. I tried to leave, but Shah blocked me. Punished me for failing her. I thought I knew the limit of pain that the incurable wound could inflict, but I had no idea. It felt like I was suffering the agony of 1,000 people all at once. My blood was boiling, my hair was on fire. I thought I'd claw my own face off with the pain. But then she released me. Banished me, more like. She said I was an outcast. That all of her children would know me and revile me.
Shadowheart looks distraught, abandoned by her goddess and all former allies. And as for her divine magic, admitting who empowers her now may break her spirit for good.
So you do get a warning saying not to mention Saloon around Shadowheart. So we can go through a few options here. If you have a high enough reputation from her, this is like, I think, the only opportunity that you get in order to romance her, as odd as that sounds, but you can just pick number one if you're trying to go that path. The rest of them are kind of cold if you look at them. This one's not too bad. Really, it's up to you. This does not really have any bearing. Your reputation, it just plays a big part of it. So we'll just go down this path to see how this turns out. You're not alone. You have me.
I suppose I do, don't I? You've done more to help me than my faith has in recent times, if I'm honest. Thank you. There's been something between us for some time. A connection, more than friends. I recognized it, but didn't act on it. I thought my faith was the most important thing in my life. I couldn't have been more wrong. I've squandered too much time already. I want to be with you. Now and always. Do you want the same?
Alright, and then you can choose number one, and that'll give you that romance option. So I do. I've wanted this for a long time.
It wasn't too long ago that I could never imagine smiling again. Shows what I know. Nightsong promised she'd tell me something about myself. I need to speak with her as soon as I can. What she said to me back in the Shadowfell about the wolves, that's no coincidence. She took flight to hunt down Ketheric Thorm. All I can do is help hasten his demise, and hope that answers soon follow.
We kind of know how she's feeling, and you can reinforce this option. I think this is just a friend option, so it really doesn't matter. I think the rest of these are just additional types of information from her, or you can tell her to stay at the camp, so we'll just leave.
When the chance arises, I must speak to Nightsong again. Whatever she claims to know, it may just help me make sense of everything.
And we get our inspiration from Karlach, because we went into the Shadowfell. And yeah, so now we have unleashed the Aasimar. I forget her name now. But she is going to head to Moonrise Towers, and so is Jaheira, and all of those people are going to be at the Moonrise Tower. So this is going to be a battle. You're going to be fighting quite a bit. So that's why I mentioned before, you definitely want to have your long rest in. You may be able to take a long rest at this point in time. I don't need one. I took one before I went into the Shadowfell. But if you did not have one, you can try to do a long rest. I'm not really sure if that's going to work at this point. But once you get into the tower, it's definitely not going to work at that point. So you're going to have a few fights, depending on where you go. You're going to have the main fight on the main floor with everybody that you were with, including Zarel and her followers. And then you're going to have a fight with Ketheric Thorm. But at this point, you have all these friends helping you. You have the extra Flaming Fists. You have the Harpers. So we can go to the Moonrise Tower. And if you go to the last slide in, Isabel's still there. You can talk with Isabel and kind of get more information about what's been happening. Or you can just go to the Moonrise Towers. So let's just head there. Alright, here we are at the Moonrise Towers, and you can see these balls of holy fire. This is all from the person that we helped escape. I'm gonna say Nightsong. Let's call it Nightsong. There's tons of dead bodies, so you have some of the Harpers here that were fighting. And you still have extra Harpers here.
Parasite. Collect it. It might be useful.
There's somebody here as a parasite. Oh my gosh, I have no idea if that's gonna be. Yeah, I'll have to find out where the parasite is. I think we can come back out here and look at this once we fight these people. So there's two ways we can go.
Parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
Where? I wish it told me which corpse this was. You know what? I'll find the parasite because she's not gonna stop about this. Okay, we're gonna go into this dialogue.
Unshackled from shadows, she will rise in moonlit glory and carve a path of brightness to the accursed one's second death. So saith the wise Alondo. That beacon of angelic wrath has taken the fight to Ketheric on the rooftop, and the first line of defense are dead. But storming the tower won't be easy, and if we wait too long, Ketheric will gather his strength and retaliate. For now, though, he's on the back foot for the first time since he returned from the grave. This is it. The spearhead moment. You brought us this far. So how shall we proceed?
Alright. So we can move in and cut off all the exits. Or we can just rely on her judgment.
If you're hunting one target among many, the key is to isolate and corner it. My Harpers and I will be the noose that closes in around Ketheric, and as it tightens, you'll go in for the kill. Floric left some of her Flaming Fist. They'll scout the prisons and the barracks below to ensure we're not taken by surprise. Say the word, and we're off.
Alright, let's do this.
At the ready, Harpers! In this light, there will be victory. In this light, we will avenge the fallen! The time has come. Ketheric will taste of death at last.
Alright, so we have to go into the building. This way is pretty much covered in all angles. What we could do is we can go around through the back, and that'll get us to be able to kind of go around and get a surprise on them. I think this is the guy that has the... Yeah, there we go. Here's the Mind Flayer specimen. And we have a key. Lots of stuff here. I mean, there's tons of stuff on the ground here. So we'll come back for that.
Easy path.
You need to be careful with these fires. They will burn you. So what I would recommend doing is just going around the back. Okay, so we finally made it over this little hump here. Let's go through the back door. We have to be very careful though, because there are going to be a lot of enemies. Let's see, we have to go through the front. Just kind of sneak through here. Okay, we're in the towers. This area right here, you can see the enemies right here. So we want to go in here and probably try to, let's see, do a fireball possibly. All right, who can we kill? Who can we take out? Probably this group right here, I think, is probably the best one. What are you going? Where are you going? I don't know. I have no idea why he went all the way up there just to do that. Okay, see everybody just trickle in here. I have no idea why he would walk that close to that. Yeah, so you have people above us. You have people in... Obviously, there's people right here. This is Zarel. She's going to do the most damage. And so is this big person, Mig. And the archers above us, we can take those out with ranged. Really just knocking out as many as you can, like the weaker ones, probably your best bet. These guys have death wards on them, so they're not going to be able to die in a single hit. They're going to die and then they're going to resurrect, but then you can kill them again. So, all options. Definitely a good time to burn, like, really potent spells, like meta magic was good.
an illithid parasite in that corpse.
Let none escape.
You should take a look.
Not until we've put Ketheric down.
Alright. There's a illithid parasite somewhere. Oh, I think it's the one from Zarel. Might actually be multiples. Yeah, I think it's Zarel's. Yeah. I mean, there's some decent stuff in here. Like, a lot of these guys have pretty decent stuff. Looting this place is going to be really fun. So after this fight, you probably want to do a short rest for sure. Everybody did level up during that fight, which is kind of nice. So I'll have to go through and level everybody up. And I'll probably loot this room up, but we also have to go downstairs in that basement as well. There's going to be a fight down there. That's even more experience. And then the fight upstairs where Ketheric Thorm is should be easier with the group of people you have up there. So let me level up and then grab this stuff and then we'll move on. Alright, so we did clean up this place. We had quite a few items that got there. We got so many illithid powers. I actually need to go through and talk them into using the illithid powers. And as Act 3 approaches, we're going to be able to spend some of these points. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But we got a bunch of gear. I just sent a lot of it back to the camp because I couldn't hold as much. So glad that we have that ability to kind of fill up our camp with junk. And let's go downstairs. And this is going to be another fight we're going to walk into. Make sure you did a short rest. Alright, lots of skeletons. These guys are really weak though. And yeah, not much of a fight at all with these. They do a lot of damage. This big guy is kind of a pain. He's like he's up there, isn't he? These down here, these three down here, will keep spawning these skeletons. They'll keep dropping these little items on them. They all can cast Fireball, so it's really hard to go in on them though. So I think this guy's probably the best one to take out first. So let's see if we can do more damage to him. Try to unload on him. Yeah, so I would say focusing on him and then try to take out these small ones in groups if you can. And you do have some you have some friends down here to help you out too. Alright, that's the second fight. Yeah, I think we saved enough resources for the boss, and there's more stuff down here you can just loot. There's just tons of stuff you can just grab. So, more looting, more fighting. And then the next section is going to be upstairs with Kithric Thorm. But they'll have to wait till the next one. We did do a lot of stuff. We unleashed the Nightsong from the Shadowfell. We did come down and destroy just about everybody in the Moonrise Towers. And we just have to deal with Kithric Thorm. So that's going to be it. I thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.